And the secret that I have discovered is that they go back to the root.
If you're trying to grow your hair, sometimes all you need is traditional treatment like the ones from Africa. I'm going to be sharing in this video some African hair growth secrets that will be very helpful to you on your journey.
African hair growth secrets that are not DIY products. African hair growth secrets that are not DIY products. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Eve here. We already know that when you are looking for hair growth, when you're looking for ways to maximize the results that you get on your hair growth journey, when you're looking for the most effective types of DIY products, the most effective processes for following to get massive hair growth in quote, or to get overnight hair growth, or to just see the most results on your hair growth journey, when you get on YouTube looking for such videos, you look out for what the Indians are doing. Okay, let me speak for myself. I look out for what the Indians are doing. I look out for what the Africans are doing. I look out for what the Japanese are doing, because these are the three categories of individuals who I see that get the most results. I decided to make a video about it. This time, the video is not going to be African hair growth secrets and then I'll start demonstrating how to prepare something in my kitchen. This time is going to be African hair growth secret. But we're going to talk about most of the processes that I'm familiar with. So these things are going to be tailored down to Nigeria. Mostly how we go about making our own hair grow without relying on chemicals and chemically made products or products with chemicals in them. Of course, we know by now that African women have some of the longest hair on the planet. Different tribes of African women boast longer hair self than people from other tribes. And the secret that I have discovered is that they go back to the root. They go back to what the ancestors used. They go back to herbs, they go back to seeds, they go back to plants. These are the things that help them get their hair to be waist length, knee length, floor length, and not just the Africans. These are the same things that other people from other tribes around the world use to get them to long hair. They use traditional herbs and plants and products. They're actually people who get their hair to grow to waist length with lab formulated products. But majority of the people that I know, majority of the people that I see online who grow their hair to waist length, eventually you hear that they had to resort to herbs, they had to resort to Ayurveda to grow their hair. In this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the African hair growth secrets that I know of. You can go ahead and add yours in the comments. I have 7 African hair growth secrets that each and every one of us need to know, especially if you are looking for progress in your hair growth journey and you have tried lab formulated products and they haven't worked for you. And never be afraid to switch to traditional methods if the foreign or English or Western methods have not worked for you. This also goes for hair care. A lot of the time we work with lab formulated products, we work with them, we use them on our hair for long periods of time and we see progress, but then we start to peak or plateau and then the progress starts to dwindle. At that point in time, it's very okay for you to switch to traditional medicine or herbs, plants or Ayurveda. See how you can incorporate this into your hair growth routine. If it works for you, great, but if it doesn't work for you after you've tried it, you can switch out and try something different. The first thing on my list is using herbs. When it comes to Africa as a continent, we are known for using herbs, whether it's for medicine which is ingested into the body or whether it's for medicine which is applied outside of the body. We are known for using herbs. We will resort to traditional method of treating things, of providing solutions to things as often as we can. And this is not left out of hair care. The first time that I heard about using a plant or using a nut or using a seed or using herbs, in fact, using Ayurveda to grow hair, it was Amla first. And Amla is an Indian treatment. After Amla, I heard about chebe powder and kaka oil. That was the order in which I started to use these traditional remedies for hair growth on my own hair. And that was also when I started to use less of lab formulated hair growth products. So these things work amazing and they are great if you want to see progress for the long term. There are so many herbs that you can use apart from chebe powder, apart from kaka oil. I can't even begin to list them. But we know here on YouTube that there have been times where we go to creators channels and we see comments left by people that are telling us that which of these things do we want them to use. That one week we'll come with this one, the next week we'll come with the next one, and then we keep coming with new things. Which one do you want them to use? The truth of the matter is there are so many things you can use for your hair. How you are going to know the one that is going to work is if you see different types of content showcasing different traditional medicine you can use on your hair. I'm calling it medicine because they're all herbs, they're all plants, and because they are meant to treat things either from the inside out or from the outside inwards. They are medicine. That's why I call them medicine. So I hope I don't offend anybody and I hope it doesn't get flagged. The reason that we have so many of these is so that you can pick one of them, use it for a time. If it works for you, you continue using it. If it doesn't work for you, please feel free to pick another one. So there are so many that can be turned to so many things. They can be turned to oils, they can be turned to sprays, they can be turned to creams, they can be turned to shampoos, conditioners, anything. I mean, it is from all of these that we have the lab formulated product because these things are refined and used to produce other products which are further refined, broken down, chemicals added to them, and then they are marketed and used for hair growth. And don't get me wrong, the lab manufactured products work amazing, but sometimes you just need to go back to the source and use the things raw to get the results that you are looking for. Number two is traditional methods and practices. Now, outside of herbs, outside of the things that are used to make the products traditionally, which are applied to the hair, traditional methods and practices, like if you come across a video of women applying chebe powder to their hair, the women sit down on the floor typically and they work their hands into the hair. From the root, they take their time sectioning the hair, detangling the hair, applying the product to their hair using their hands. I feel like when it comes to traditional methods and practices, it's the use of the hand that's imperative. So we use our hands to make sure we are applying the product to the hair, massaging the product into the hair, working the product all around the hair strand and around the head, and then styling the hair until the next time that process is going to be repeated. Less chemicals. That's the entire foundation upon African hair growth secrets is built. When it comes to the secrets we use to grow our hair here in Africa, here in Nigeria, a lot of the products that we make, let's say we want to extract substances from raw materials like seeds, like nuts, like plants, that will further be used to make hair products. A lot of the products we make here in Africa, Nigeria, let me use Nigeria because I'm familiar with Nigeria. A lot of the hair care brands here don't really add harmful or toxic chemicals to their products. They will add preservatives, they will add fragrances. So most of the products that are made here in Africa, in terms of products, they are made with consideration to how African hair grows. Because we know how African hair grows, we know the things that work for the growth of hair. These same things work for people outside of Africa. If it comes down to application of things like masks or making of things like oils or making of things like sprays, a lot of the time these things are made right before they are applied to the hair, meaning you won't even need a preservative to store it until later, or you will just make the quantity that you need and then finish that quantity on your hair at that time. So this also helps because you will need chemicals for that, and you can be absolutely sure that whatever you are making to apply to your hair is going to work for your hair, nourish it, make it grow. You won't really be bothered about side effects. Less heat, less harsh hairstyles. Don't get me wrong, we Africans, of course, we use heat. Of course, we use the blow dryer, we use the flat iron, we use other things that may be heat on our hair. But the way that we use these things is quite different. One thing I've noticed between the hairstyling culture here in Nigeria and the hairstyling culture outside of Nigeria is that Nigeria has an abundance of people that know how to do hair. And I mean every type of hair. Whether you want traditional hairstyles, whether you want foreign hairstyles, whether you want to style your hair relaxed, whether you want to style your dreadlocks, whether you want to style your natural hair, we have an abundance of people that know how to do hair. A lot of the time, most of these stylists, most of them, definitely not all, who go into doing hair, have been already raised with methods that they can use to style hair while also helping the hair grow. So you see them doing helpful things. You see them washing the hair from scratch, conditioning the hair, massaging the hair, just doing things that help the hair on its own instead of just getting straight into the styling, which is something I noticed that most of the stylists abroad do, unfortunately. I've seen posts on Instagram where the stylist is telling you to come washed, come blow dried, come this one, come that one, and then the only thing they'll do is style your hair. And it's not really like that here. I've never seen a stylist tell you to come to the salon in Nigeria from your house with your hair already washed. I've never seen a stylist tell you to come with your hair already blow dried, to come with your hair already straightened. But I see a lot of those things from American social media. And the reason why we don't really have a lot of those things is because we have the skills here to do those things from scratch. And the reason why a lot of people may go against doing those things from the beginning to the end in the salon is because they are trying to cut costs. So that's the scenario where you see people coming from their house with their hair already washed. Maybe they're just trying to take out some money from what they will spend in the salon. And then the processes are always subtle. We have salons here that specialize in natural hair care. We have salons that specialize in relaxed hair care. We have salons that specialize in dreadlocks. All of these salons, because they specialize, they have all of the methods, all of the techniques to take care of the hair properly using organic products, using methods that will help to nourish your hair, condition your hair, strengthen your hair strands, and just add to the overall health of your hair. Hairstyles. Now I'm going to take this one back to when I was younger because I feel like as I grew up and society changed, things from the West also started coming over here and infiltrating the way that we do our own things here. But way back when I was younger, it was very common to see people make protective styles, actual protective styles, using their own natural hair. And even back then, when we were weaving our hair with attachments or extensions or braiding hair, or we were fixing weave-ons, what we call sewings, even back then, by the time you take out all of these extensions and look at your hair will be so much healthier. Your hair would have grown a little more or so much more because the way these hairstyles were made was with the aim of making sure your hair grew and also making sure your hair stayed protected and also making sure the hair was neat. That's where we get sayings like African threading helps to grow hair, or doing all back helps to grow hair, or doing braids helps to grow hair. Because we as Africans, when the styles were done on us from the time we were kids, by the time you take that hairstyle out, there's no way your hair will look longer. So our hairstyles are truly protective, and because the methods for installing the hairstyles are also protective, it's a plus because we don't have to worry about stressing our hair out and losing more hair than we are trying to have. The leaving your hair alone part. I think I'll also take this one back to when I was a kid. Kids were allowed to be kids back then. Kids were allowed to wear their hair out comfortably without constant styling using harsh extensions, using harsh procedures. Back then, there was nothing like seeing a kid wearing a lace front. There were some styles that kids just couldn't do. And the way your hair is taken care of when you're a kid affects the way that it grows to a degree as you get older. But back then, even as we grow up, unless the situation demands that your hair is constantly styled, we as Africans are very comfortable walking around with our hair in the simplest protective style. And I'm not even talking about something like this. I mean something like all back, cornrows with no extension. So you can walk around in a style like that without bothering to wear a weave on your head every time. We are very comfortable here, and that's something that I am so happy about. I'm so happy that influence has not affected the way that we wear our hairstyles out. And last but not least, this one fits into the less heat and harsh processes and the styling salons. We have people who are trained to do hair professionally here in Nigeria, and not just to do hair, but to do our kind of hair, our kinky, coarse textured hair. We have the people who are trained to do them professionally here in Nigeria. I was watching Adan Madueke's documentary. I think she went to Senegal, and an African country did not have stylists to do Senegalese twists. That thing blew my mind. So I would say that as Nigerians, especially Nigerians, we have an abundance of hairstylists, hair artists. I don't think there's any hairstyle you want to do that a Nigerian cannot do for you. That's how good we are. That's how talented we are. That's how much we have people who can do those things here. And even if they cannot do it, just show them a video, give them something to watch. That's a tutorial on how to do what you want, and they will know how to do it in the next second. So that's about it for African hair growth secrets. Most of these things are secrets because they are things that are only known to us as a community, as a tribe, as natives of Nigeria, or as Africans. A lot of these things are things that are actually not known by people outside of Africa. Whether we like it or not, there are people out there who have not come across the information that we know up until today. And that's just it. I hope you learned something from this video. If you have any more contributions to add, please leave them in the comment section. Questions, whatever, just leave it in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.